I see this being a comfortable win. We'll have to wait and see, though. Renegades starting on the T side. Maybe if they can keep Astralis down in terms of their economy in the CTs, they can start to make a real go of this one. But right off the bat, it's a 4-1 formation with 4 players heading up Ivy. They're going to be meeting Dupree and Kirby here if they continue to push through. There's actually 3 players now on Ivy. And as Estillo is making a lot of noise with his Glock, there's no reason for them to move for the time being. Still, though, with 1 minute and 30 dust, the map is completely open for debate. This doesn't really tell Astralis anything.
They got chased off of Ivy, though, big time. That was a good triple pressure, and I like it because a lot of teams like to mess with Ivy on pistol rounds. So having 3 there off the bat, really good defense. You're also quickly able to shift to the outer bomb site, just a few steps away. And now Kirby even peeks through Ivy, gets the information that they are not there. This will allow Device to pretty safely rotate back into inner. Dupree's also on the way. I think Glave's even toying with jumping into Z connector as well. And Kirby looking for the flank. And now Zipix has gotten the confirmation on what's going on. He's going to back off of taking some damage, but the rotation from Astralis is great, and Kirby's not too far behind flanking these inner halls. So this is going to be a little bit tough on Renegades now. Yeah, it sure is, because Kirby getting up here just allows Renegades, Astralis, pardon me, to stack on B, and though they don't have to move a single muscle. The USP shots are coming through, but Estillo not only survives, but puts a bullet to the head of Dupree. Kirby on the rotations, finally going to reap the rewards of his efforts with a kill, but he's gone down as well. This is now very much looking like it's going to go the way of Renegades. 20 seconds left, and Glaive, who is quite a monster, is a 1-on-3. Post-plant now, and there's the one tap from Nifty. Excellent work by Renegades. It was looking really bad for them with Kirby's flank, but they got the kills where it counts, and they do lead. Yeah. I think the big thing that kind of countered Kirby's flank is the fact that we saw those deep smokes on the inner yard. That's really great because not only are you blocking vision from the rotation, but you're also giving your teammates space to get deep into the inner bomb site, get up close on Z connector, and be able to immediately challenge those rotates, as well as kind of alleviate the pressure of being flanked. You know, it's much better than the simple sidewalk smoke that teams will do next to Pop Dog to allow them to block Z and get into the site. Now you're giving yourself even, you know, the breathing room of, like I said, being able to get into your opponent's face and just have more space to work with for post-plant positioning. So really well done there for Renegades. They're going to get the 1-0. We had a bit of a disconnect, reconnect situation, so a bit of a pause for just a moment. It looks like it's already undone, and we should be getting live into the next round.
Indeed we shall. 3 assault rifles purchased on the T side with UMPs behind them. Interesting enough, no MAC-10s, but UMP, of course, is just fine. Unless it's in my hands, in which case it's the worst weapon in the world. But enough of that. Galil, the JKS, and Astralis pretty much just dipping in with a healthy purchase. A few players haven't fully bought. You got Device on $850, pretty much expected, and Kirby on $400. Quite surprised to see Kirby without a deagle. He is such a good deagler, but he's got the CZ instead, and he's close range on Ivy, so it's going to be quite sketchy for Renegades if they push there, but obviously we have the benefit of being able to see the minimap, and they are very much passive for the time being, maybe looking for an execute towards the A side.
Yeah, it does seem to be the case. Device, of course, going deagle, no armor. He wants to get that AWP right away and that opening gun round, but certainly the deagle can still be very dangerous. He's playing ranged at camera, just trying to keep things on spot. Kirby over here still tucked in towards Ivy. We're seeing a little bit of spam going through. The bomb's actually still down towards T-spawn. We still haven't seen any commitment from Renegades yet, but they certainly have the utility to roll out that outer execute you're referring to. They're starting to gather up now to push out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's going to allow Device to just rattle in with the 1D. Jay's Walkings goes down. That could be a bit of an issue. There's not too much time left, and Device is not giving up yet. Still landing 1D. Glaive with a 1-tap as well, and it's gone horribly wrong for Renegades. It's all on JKS with his 47 health. He's been spotted. He's been smoked off. He doesn't have control of the bomb. Everything stacking against him. And he is about to go 6 foot under. Zipex takes him out, and the Astralis have already evened up. Brutal for Renegades.
Yeah, it really is brutal. Just none of that utility really affected Astralis. They were still able to get in comfortable positions, and then Device just makes a huge individual effort with that deagle. Not only did he get 2 frags, but he also softened up one for Glaive to finish off with the 250 and just made that attack absolutely get halted. A door slammed in their face. And Renegades, normally in situations like this, you'd see teams just keep scrapping back and forth until a team won 2 in a row, but Renegades is already tapping out at economically here. They're actually doing almost a full save, just a 250 in Deagle. 3 guys on Glocks, no armor, no utility. So they're really looking to make sure that they get a very good, comfortable first buy. And I kind of like that. You know, you got to trust in being able to make sure that you get as many buy rounds as you can against a team like Astralis.
Absolutely, and it shows a lot of respect as well, you know, that they expect, you know, like, if we force buy here, Astralis, they're going to beat us. They're not the kind of team that you can really catch off guard with a force buy. Very regimented, very disciplined squad. So a bit of respect being shown, but Renegades still have a Deagle, they still have a P250. Maybe Azza can pull off some miracles and return the favour from what Device did in the last round. JKS is going to play no further part. Oh, he's been ranked on top. Nifty with the peek onto Kirby is actually going to get the Glock headshot. But the rest of those cards should be crumbling down any second. Renegades in a 4-on-2 make that all dead. 2-1, but as you highlighted with that save, they got some options. In terms of this round, it wouldn't be a great buy. So maybe more of a half-buy situation?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is where you start getting a couple of upgraded pistols thrown in. Maybe you buy a little bit of utility if you actually have a plan for some type of tactic you want to run for a quick bomb plant. With the 2 smokes, I mean, a lot of times it's just popular to try to run inner and try to get a bomb plant if you can get the smokes out on sidewalk and maybe flash that player up close back so you can get onto the bomb train. So that's what I expect to see. But Xyp9x is getting a little bit aggressive here on the lower ramp, and if they don't have a way to push him back, like I said, they have that one flash, or they could just hit the shot, they still could get the bomb plant.
Yeah, it's pretty much the mission right now. Get a bomb plant, bolster the buy in the next round. But again, Kirby on the flank, getting loads of information already towards the T-spawn side. And again, you're going to see almost an identical round to the first one. Hopefully, Astralis will be hoping it'll go much more their way than a pistol did. But yeah, this is going to be a massacre tonight. Oh god, that was so awkward to watch, but hey, he got the kill eventually, that's all that counts. Ever some special things happen with that orb.
That's true.
We're back at the Asian mine of those ridiculous wall bangs moving.
Oh yeah.
I remember that. Cash through the wall of mids, but a Kirby again aggressive up Ivy. He's going to get himself a kill. And straight away, some of that pressure has been alleviated just off that one peak. No health lost, a clear... Yeah, clean kill. Renegades on the back foot again.
Yeah, it's make Glaive confident that he can just come in here and double up with Xyp9x inside the inner bomb site. You even see him looking to maybe a rest his smoke after it dissipates and actually get into inner hall. So this could get really dangerous for Renegades, who are looking to try to get out into outer yard. They still have some... Yeah, I mean, Renegades, Jace Watkins, he's had brushed that dirt off his shoulders right now, man. He's 0-5, and it's also worth noting that the history for the matchup was that Astralis beat Renegades, the core 4 of the team, 16-3 on Nuke at IAM Sydney. So we know that there's a history of one-sided affairs in favor of Astralis against this team. Obviously a bit of a different lineup. A lot of time has passed since then, and we're on a different map as well, but off to a slow start is the majority Aussie team here as they're looking to try to take into these inner halls once again. But again, Device so mobile, he's going to be all over the place, and this time he is going to be attacking inner.
Yeah, he spots a second player and a third. He's done so much damage to Azza that he actually burns to a crisp from Zipex's Molotov. Now, JKS will come back with a headshot with a deagle, but they can't salvage the weapon. They're going to be walking into the lines dead, but to be fair, they get a second kill. I'm trying to stay as optimistic as possible because elsewhere they're getting battered. And you hate to see it, but Jay's Walking is actually on the brink of dropping a 007.
Yeah, this is not the time to pull off your best Daniel Craig impression. This is where you need to step up and, you know, start proving your worth on this team. Again, I know he hasn't been here long. This is his first offline match. And to be fair, the whole team is really struggling. It's not worth picking at one guy. We haven't really seen much from Renegades yet in this game, but this is only their second bye. So hopefully we'll see them respond a little bit better as Nifty's look at the challenge Device head on. Uses that Molotov to push Device back, but Device is not going to retreat. He's going to hold his ground and go for the re-peek, and there's JKS out of the equation right off the bat.
And once again, full rifle round comes through for Renegades. Instantly lose one player. Instantly pressure mounts. Just off a cheeky peek. Needs to stop happening. Astralis will continue to do this unless they get punished. And Renegades had no dice last time when they got a player taken down in the first 15 seconds. I think last time it was Astillo who got picked off by Kirby up on Ivy side.
Yeah, you saw them really struggle to adjust after that. They just kind of gathered up T-Con and just kind of walked out and got picked apart. So hopefully they actually have some type of plan to respond. They are looking to try to get into Ivy, and Nifty does silence Kirby, so at least they've evened things back up. They still have some time to work this out. Looks like they want to maybe try to split this outer yard 3 ways.
That's the kind of punish that I was talking about, though, Kirby. We may think twice about peeking that in the future. 35 seconds, Molly in the face of Renegades, can't push through from Astillo's perspective, but the bomb is now heading through the lockers, maybe towards main. And they're going to be coming. The other match that's on the mainstream has finished. SK battered Boots 16-2. So I'm hoping from Renegade's perspective it's not quite that one-sided here.
Yeah, tough one out for the guys of Singapore there at Boot Dreamscape. Definitely the first time we've seen a team outside of the Chinese teams like Tyloo and Vici Gaming really get to a big event besides maybe like that one-time MVP Project did. So hopefully they'll be able to gather themselves and get some composure and make something out of this event for themselves. But it's going to be a force up from Renegades, just armor pistol, but they've taken so much damage from the utility of Astralis. And Kierby has already taken down Azza. Renegades looking to work around these smokes and try to make something happen in the outer yard, but there's just nothing to find. Nifty finds a deagle frag, but that is going to be it. Astralis up 7-1. Now they have the double AWP set up as well. Device going to have it again, so mobile all across the map. Never really sits anywhere for too long. He finds a kill. He finds a new position. He really makes you strained, I think, to play against. And now they have that second one as well, perhaps for Zipix in the inner yard. There's any number of people who can pick up the second op for Astralis, though. I've seen Kierby with it at times. I've seen Glaive with it at times, so not sure where it's really going to go.
Yeah, versatile team for sure. Never a bad thing. And the tactical pause is about to resume. Of course, there is a bit of a reverse in terms of the coaching rules that were put in place. Coaches can now talk in the pauses. So I wonder if Renegades are going to get any words of wisdom.
Not only can they talk during the pauses, but they can also just talk between every single round. The dead time that buying is happening, they also get to chime in there, which I think is the compromise everyone's really been hoping goes through for, you know, the official Valve tournaments as well, and it becomes kind of the commonplace for the scene. I think it's a good halfway point to meet at, and this is going to be the first tournament to feature that. And again, that does mean that coaching can have more impact here, so hopefully Kassad able to rile up the boys here on the Aussies in, because they are having a tough time here. They're going to go for a triple Ivy play this round. They still have the AWP in Nifty's hands. He's going to be one of the players over there with the Stillo and Jay's Walkings.
Indeed, you're curious as to who would pick up the second op. You have been answered. Of course, it is Zipex. Gives them global reach with the orbs, but can easily rotate round if they need more bolstered defense on the A site. this time Renegades haven't lost a player early. That's important in their rifle. It's going to give them more options in terms of their execute. But 2 players, both Nifty and Astillo, do not have a smoke on their utility belts.
The other big problem is Dupree has ladder room control, and there's only 1 player really to challenge. It's going to be JKS in inner halls. If they can't get him out of here, he can really be a thorn in their side.
And time is dwindling too, Dust. Renegades have got to get a move on. They're starting to come through main now. Up in the hands of Nifty. Molly's going out, but it's no flashes, no smokes, nothing. Device is just free to rain down hell from the site. 2 kills, nearly lands a 3rd. And he probably will. He can see the barrel of the gun sticking through. He's actually going to shoot Azra in the foot. And then Dupree will finish off the rest. Renegades, that round was an absolute nightmare to watch.
They just look lost, man. Like, they don't even really seem to have their executes on point, which is crazy because normally I've seen this team in online play on Train have some really good defaults and be able to mix in some faster out executes. The problem is they can't really do fast outer hits because the utility from Astralis is just too damn high. Like, they have all the incendiaries and smokes in the world. You're never getting out of T-Con early round without taking substantial amounts of damage or having to push through a smoke and take a risk. And I think that really limits Renegade's options. Like, they almost feel suffocated. And here's Kierby again, coming through, doing a lot of damage to Azza, doesn't find the frag. And I don't think he realizes that Usillo's right here, so maybe there's a chance that he goes down. There it is, but Xyp9x is even the odds on the other side.
Yeah, there's the issue. Renegades finally get the opening pick, but within the matter of a second, it's been equalized. Azza's going to get a drop on Dupree. Okay, Astralis. Calm down, boys. Maybe a bit too aggressive right now. Maybe that ruthless bloodlust needs to descend a little bit. But still, they're very much in this round. Both AWPers still alive and kicking. Here comes the play as well, although it's going to be more of a fake. They tossed over a bunch of Molotovs. But Astralis have Xyp9x, who's in connector, can quickly rotate round. They haven't seen any players dart out just yet. And now they can hear gunfire on Pop Dog. They're going to know exactly what's coming up. Xyp9x is already rotated. Device goes down, however. This is Renegade's best chance since the pistol of getting something to go their way. Clay's going to peek out. He's going to have his head taken off his shoulders. And now Xyp9x in the smoke. Has to try and clutch. Now, when it comes to clutching, Xyp9x, one of the best in the world doing this. But I think his days are numbered. And if he'd landed that shot through the smoke, I'd have had a heart attack. Won't be happening. This round's going to go the way of Renegades. So, first time since pistol, they get themselves on the board.
Not even an op save, but it doesn't really matter. There's plenty of money for Astralis to rebuy, even into a double op again if they so chose. But yeah, I think that's where the limits of Astralis' aggression finally got met. I think it just really came down to the fact that Kierby didn't check that angle as he came through. He did so much damage to Azza, but then didn't spot out the fact that Usillo was sitting in the corner. That really took him off. And then once Renegades got to that 4-on-3, I mean, they threw that utility dump into the inner bomb site, and I feel like if you're Astralis and you're a man down, you have to kind of respect that, and that really opened up that outer yard for Renegades. Also, taking down Device without him letting in a single kill was also really big. A lot of props to Azza in that round. He did a lot of work catching that flank from Dupree at ladder as well. But can they find something consistent from it? They're going to go for triple Ivy again. They're going to test Kierby once more, and again, they find him.
Solid work by Renegades. The last round, a lot of it came down to Astralis pushing aggressively and getting caught, but there's nothing we can say against Renegades on that entry. Nifty, straight up, doming Kierby, destroying him. Xyp9x on the stairs and CT could be given a chance to pop up and rain down some serious pain, but he's missed his chance, and with 3 players staring at him, he'll do wise not to repeat. Glaven, meanwhile, he's going to use his angle to silence Nifty, but the smoke in his eyes now, and he is very much caught with his back to the wall.
Yeah.
Not entirely sure if he should push out or stay where he is. Azza making inroads onto the site. And they've done a good job of actually pushing Astralis back. But now Glaive is going to strike from the shadows as he comes through on Ivy. And 2 kills go down in the blink of an eye. Renegades only have Jace Walkings, who's still yet to get a kill this map. And JKS. It's gone from bad to worse, and of course, this is after resetting their round loss bonus as well. The bomb's at least been planted. It's going to give them something to work with. JKS onto Device. He's going to try and turn this round back in the favor of Renegades. And Jay's walking still up on the site. That's going to be a decent position for now, but once the smoke clears, he's going to have multiple angles to watch. So he needs JKS to help him out here, and that's the issue. Dupree goes straight in from behind. JKS was mollied out. Astralis will take the round. Nice try by Renegades. Not good enough, though.
That was so well managed by Astralis, though, Vince. Just the way they handled that back hall situation. Renegades, they get the pick on Kirby, they get the smoke. That allows him back halls access, but Xyp9x challenged as well from CT, and the key thing was just leaving. Like, when the smoke went down, he just left. He just went to Z. He kind of took a gamble and played with Glaive, but they had such good crossfires. And it was one of those things where if Renegades decided to go inner, they did have a couple of players, I believe that was Device and Dupree, who had pushed Brown Halls. So they knew that Brown Halls was clear, so there couldn't be any type of back Halls inner split going on, and they could just double back and watch inner if need be, freeing Xyp9x up to get into a key position back in the Z connector, and then Glaive also just maneuvering so well. It's just Astralis managing everything, communicating together. That was just such great teamwork across the map to make sure that no one was going to get caught off guard. And now they're up 9-2. Renegades have been reset again, and you can see the repercussions. Nothing in this round, really.
Now, I was curious if maybe Astralis were going to have a slow start, but as you say, it has been excellent Counter-Strike from the Danes. And Renegades now going to try and funnel their way through Ivy, maybe just brute force and hope for the best. They've got some upgraded pistols. They're now moving through. They're going to get picked out from Kirby. He goes down, though. First kill for Jace Walkers. Maybe he's going to go ahead and get himself a second, and he does. Onto Glaive, and Renegades, off the back of that, are now in pretty good shape. Dupree, realizing his days are done, but bit of an awkward spray, but Xyp9x gets it done. And I was looking for the ace, and he's going to pick it up onto Jace Walkings. But Astralis losing 4 players against almost a full-on eco. That would have been quite an embarrassing moment, but they just about hold on.
Yeah, I felt like there was just like a glitch in the Matrix there for a second because these B250s were just rattling off. They did quadruple Ivy, so I mean, it made it really tough on Kirby. He had so many targets to deal with. Trading him was always going to be a possibility, but just the fact that it went further than that was pretty crazy. So, well done on the aim of some of the Renegades guys, but Xyp9x, as ever, clutching it up, bringing it back into the Astralis side. So 10-2, they don't let one slip. And look at this aggression from Astralis and Inner Halls. They're changing things up. They're giving Renegades a different look. They have 3 players here. They're going to quickly fade back. And this could be Renegades could transition to a vulnerable outer bomb site.
Yeah, and Glaive knew it. He actually threw in the smoke towards Pop Dog to try and stave them off for as long as possible. Didn't quite work out. Device is able to rotate, though, and take down Jace Walkings this round. Dupree's up on the boost. We haven't actually seen Astralis use that too much so far on this map, so it's going to catch them off guard. Kirby on the side is still out. Here's Prey.
Yeah.
And JKS, 1-on-3, with 26 health. Make that none as Device plows him through the flashbang and moves to 17-6.
Can't even imagine how that feels to feel like you've done it, like you figured out the perfect counter to the aggression that was thrown your way. You hit the curveball out the park as far as positioning goes. You get into a vulnerable outer bomb site, but as you noted, Glaive, he bought enough time. Also some props to Kirby, you know, kind of timing things out over towards Ivy, getting safely in the back halls and coming back around. The no hesitation boost for Dupree was also pretty big. Got a free kill, and now again Renegades are left with nothing. Only 2 rounds left in the half. They're almost having to tap out on this one unless they can have another miracle run with pistols up Ivy, as they did a couple of rounds ago.
Yeah, and they're putting 3 players there again. Kirby is going to go down. He has had a bit of a rough game on Ivy, I think it's safe to say. You expect him to hold it a few more times. Device and Dupree have just been so godlike. It's not really caused Astralis that many issues.
Yeah.
I see with a bit of a weakness, and Renegades, to be fair, have called that, and they're trying to make the most of it. Device has been tagged down to 22. His shoulder sticking round the corner. Azza nearly executes off it. Xyp9x out into the open, but instantly headshots both Azza and Jace Walkings. We get caught in the backside. Nestillo on the ladder will use his P250 to devastatingly strong effect. Now Device 2 has his aforementioned 22 health, joined with Glaive in 40 seconds, but no longer relevant because the bomb's been planted. Still is going to get caught. Glaive, who goes in for a second.
Yeah.
And how nifty's all that remains. Now, he's got an M4, but he's only got 70 health, so aim punch is going to be an issue. The good news, though, is that Astralis are both exceptionally low. Between the two of them, they only have 31 health, and 22 of that's just disappeared. It's all on Glaive now. This has been a horrible round for Renegades to lose, and Glaive is going to clutch with 9. Astralis will move 12-2. Renegades so close in the Nico, but not quite going to work out for them.
That's twice now they've been so close on a round like this where they've had very slim pickings to work with, and they get just near the finish line, but they don't get to cross it. Again, the one-on-one clutch comes in for Astralis from Glaive, and it is 12-2, and it's got to be a tough pill to swallow if you're Renegades, that all of your buy rounds have pretty much left lacking, and then you finally get something going on a force buy like that, and it just doesn't really work out. Obviously, you don't expect to win a save like that, but when you get that close and you can almost taste it, it's got to be gut-wrenching to not put it through. As we are into the last round of the half, it is a full buy here. Glaive getting a little bit testy, and T-Con aggressively. He does actually get tagged a little bit through the wall. Down to 72 HP. Renegades were looking to pick up the pace, I think, but they've been stuffed by that incendiary. Device uses it to get the pick onto Nifty.
Yeah, we've been here before, Dust, where the opening player to go down is on the side of Renegades. But again, Ivy, this time Device is joining Kirby, and he's came in with 2 massive kills. And just like that, the round is done. 20 kills in the first half for Device. Take a bow. That is exceptional work with the AWP.
Yeah, indeed. He's just one of the best CT operators in the game. Just so dynamic. He's all over the place. Always find him in a new spot at the start of rounds. He doesn't linger around after getting a kill. He's usually somewhere else, trying to give you a different look. I think he's just a handful to deal with. Xyp9x again just coming in clutch when he needed to, doing well holding inner. They were never really able to do a whole lot inner yard. I don't think I saw them run one inner execute the entire game. I mean, maybe on, you know, an eco and they were trying to get a bomb plant, but outside of that, they could never really test the waters there. I mean, like I said, you said it, I think. Like, the only success they really had was picking Kirby off of Ivy and using that to get, you know, maybe 3 players out and towards back halls and using that to try to do some type of outer split. But a lot of the time, the reaction from Astralis was on point to just shift Xyp9x in the CT spawn or Z. You know, Glaive would make some good decisions on what angles he wanted to hold, and they would still recover and still win the round. There was only those 2 kind of save rounds from Renegades where things looked a little bit dicey, but they still wound up losing those rounds. And so it's pretty much just the pistol and one other round, and that's all Renegades had to show for the half.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think there's going to be more to follow here. Astralis, I don't see them slowing down anytime soon. Renegades, though, did pick up the first pistol, which I guess is kind of a little bit more depressing from their point of view, that even after the pistol, and they got 2 rounds in total. But can they get the second? Can they maybe give themselves a glimmer of hope? But it would be a glimmer and nothing more. Only 1 player for the time being, so it'll be JKS. He does have his Stillo in connector. But now the nades are starting to fall, and the rotation will come with it. Here comes the push. Xyp9x taking his team straight through towards the smoke. And the 2 smokes that do connected, trying to take away as much vision as possible, allow Xyp9x to get into this position. The Glock is going to rattle out, and JKS falls by the wayside. Azulo does pluck out Dupree, who overstayed his welcome in the smoke. It dissipated, and so did his life. But Renegades have a retake on their hands. And although it started pretty well, Kirby has landed a beautiful 1-tap and a second as well. Kirby on fire in this round. Maybe gave Device enough hope to try and clutch this. That smoke's not great. And Device is going to see him as soon as he peeks around the corner. Jace walking, derping that smoke quite a bit, to be honest, from his angle. And they get punished. Astralis 14-2.
Indeed, that didn't really leave him any cover to defuse inside the smoke if anyone peeked the lower ramp, which just happened to be where Device was coming from. So that is a little bit tough. But I mean, it's a similar pistol to what Renegades ran. It's just those deep inner smokes. It gives you so much space on your execute. You're not forced to sit back at Pop Dog and Bomb Train. You're able to get something past Sidewalk and actually get out there. And that really helped them get some of those initial picks to safely put down the bomb and make it harder for Renegades to work themselves in. Also, big props to Kirby there. He hit some really nice shots. Made it easier on Device to get a one-on-one. And now there's just 2 rounds left. Renegades in a 4-spot to survive scenario. They will go ahead and get everything that they can in this round. They will have to try to challenge Astralis as they go for map point.
And, well, you know it, the first player to fall is going to be on the side of Renegades. Xyp9x thinks twice about pushing, wants to look behind him just to make sure no one's in Pop Dog, and elsewhere the bomb is being pillaged. Device through the smoke, Jace Walkings just gets obliterated. It's all on Nifty. He has been the standout player for Renegades, but he's going to fall down to... What can you even say about this, Dust? It's just been one of the most one-sided maps of CS I've seen in quite some time.
Almost as one-sided as the last time these two teams played. Again, it's 16-3 on Nuke in favor of Astralis at IAM Sydney. It could be one round better if they go ahead and put this away here. And now at 16-2. A lot hinged on that ladder play. I mean, it's so hard to take ladder STs now because the pin noises can be heard, and CTs can usually just time their peaks on you so well at Ivy, but not that time. They just rolled through. Also, just a good detail there is just the Molotovs they put behind Bomb Train. Like, even though they didn't have a full smoke wall, they used Molotovs really well to just not allow Renegades to get any peeks towards camera or anything like that. They kind of got forced back into Z, really made it easier on Astralis. Now they'll go for a heavy inner execute to try to finish this off.
Maybe about to administer the final blow. The Mercy to Renegades. Nifty is going to come through with a couple of CZ frags, though, before he is dispatched and Kirby goes in for a second. Seems like their spidey senses are tingling. They're already looking behind them, and Astillo is making moves. Bomb planted slap bang in the middle of B. Astillo's been spotted. Zipex with the UMP. Needs to be careful, because that 5-7 doesn't take many bullets to take him down, and there we have it. Now Renegades have a real shot at maybe retaking the site. Kirby doesn't have too much health, but Dupree's going to go in and cave in the head of Jace Walkings. Kirby still on the site. He's going to pick up the next one, and it's all down to Astillo, who is going to take out Kirby and add a third round to Renegades. Maybe just delaying the inevitable, but at this stage, they're playing for pride.
Yeah, it's just really good that Nifty was able to get 2 kills before going down. That's so efficient, given everything that was going on.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Did he not defuse? Or did the game just freeze? Okay, yeah, got it. All right. About to say, I was pretty sure. There was a kit right there the whole time. Are you kidding me, man?
I was like, hold on a second.
Yeah, that was definitely really weird. Yeah, I didn't really know. I was just kind of rolling with it. But, yeah, I mean, again, I think it's just that Nifty got 2 frags with the CZ there before going down. Really helped Renegades out.
But again, is it just a drop in the bucket? You're expecting likely. It's hard to see how Renegades claw this back from such a huge deficit against one of the world's best. Smoking Pop Dog. Ass is actually going to try and push through that for the time being. Just different angle.
Yeah.
You hate to see it.
You could almost feel the salt from here. All
It's
the way
like Dead
from
Sea
Sweden.
levels, I'm sure.
Yep, that's dangerous levels of salt right there.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much how this map's gone for Renegades thus far.
Man, that could be the last nail in the coffin coming up here as they do get now ladder room access. Nifty, though, actually challenging it with the UMP, trying to make sure they don't get it for free. If Glaive were to bag another one here, that would be pretty devastating, but Nifty's going to get out of there. They're doubling up on inner, so they're trying to hedge their bets a little bit here, having to kind of stack a little bit of something. Nifty does actually take down Glaive, but it's quickly traded. The efficiency of Astralis is on point here.
Yeah, you're seeing the main difference between the two teams. Whenever one player from Astralis falls, they instantly get an avenging frag. Very rarely happens, and it is the end. Astralis will take it 16-3. Weren't really tried, weren't really tested, but Device in particular shone bright. He had a phenomenal performance.